Ex-contestant, Chirag Patel. The Banana Goblin. The Banana Goblin, Chirag Patel.
There I was, staring at the majestic Golden Gate Bridge. I could feel the cool spray of the San Francisco Bay on my face and the warm smell of sourdough bread was in the air. I was in town for the city's annual sourdough bread fiesta, but unfortunately, during this time, there was a sudden spree of crime waves. The entire city's banana supply was being hijacked by the diabolical villain known as the Banana Goblin. Now this was especially causing problems at the local zoo because the monkeys were so terrified that they were basically acting bananas. Now, my pregnant wife was also in town with me, but she had decided to go shoe shopping instead. I had just gotten back to Fiesta when I saw her. And in my wife's hand, despite all the terror warnings, was a huge bag of bananas. I don't even know how she got them. Before I could find out, she hops into a taxi and guess what? The driver was none other than the Goblin himself. I immediately hopped into a cable car and shouted out, "Somebody stop him! That's the Goblin!" It was pandemonium everywhere. And amongst the chaos, the Goblin has the nerve to look back at me and say, "Somebody get him! He's the Goblin!" So now everybody starts to chase me, like I did something wrong. You had the Goblin's taxi, me in the cable car, and an angry mob of people chasing us in hot pursuit, throwing sourdough bread at us. And the best part about it was, the Goblin was just catching the bread and eating it. It was really good bread. So as the Goblin's taxi was going up and down the hilly streets of San Francisco, and taking sharp turns where the cab was only on 2 wheels, all I could see hanging out of the window was half of my pregnant wife yelling out, "Whee!" This entire time, she still doesn't realize it's the Goblin who's driving. And I'm right behind her, waving my arms, going, "Jump out of the cab, woman! What's wrong with you?" The Goblin then drove straight into the zoo next, which irritated all of the monkeys. So they start flinging bananas at us. So the Goblin, of course, has to retaliate and starts throwing bread back at the monkeys. And I'm stuck right in the middle of this crossfire, basically getting my entire cable car turned into one big basket of banana bread. When I looked up, I saw a banana peel on the ground. So I, yanked on the brake to slow down, but the brake completely ripped off. My cable car slips on a banana peel and starts spinning around in circles. I get about an inch within the Goblin's taxi, and just as I was about to heroically jump out, pounce on the Goblin, save my pregnant wife, and an entire zoo full of angry monkeys, I get yanked up from behind by the Incredible Hulk. The Incredible Hulk? What's he doing here? We jump in front of the Goblin's taxi, and in one motion, the Hulk, holding me in one arm, stops the Goblin's taxi with his other arm. And the Goblin goes flying through the windshield and crashes right into a baboon's caboose. Now, when I looked up, I realized that the Hulk, it wasn't really the Hulk. It was Arnold Schwarzenegger dressed up in a green tracksuit. I forgot it was St. Patrick's Day. We then unmask the Goblin to reveal his true identity. And we find out that the person who's been terrorizing the good citizens of San Francisco, the person who's been preying on innocent, pregnant women who just have cravings for bananas, was none other than Justin Bieber. So as the Goblin gets carted off to Alcatraz prison, I thank the Terminator for saving me and my pregnant wife. I didn't want to go near another taxi for the rest of my life. And just then, my wife, she looks up at me, she flashes her big smile that shows nothing but teeth and cheek, and she says to me, Beep, I think you need to call for a taxi. My water just broke.